Sahara used to look like this, an endless sea of green, not a single dune in sight. Imagine standing on a soft, moss-covered plain, feeling the cool, damp earth under your boots, hearing the distant rustle of reeds as a gentle breeze sweeps across a landscape that seems to belong to another world. 12,000 years ago, this was a land of grasslands, forests, and lakes so massive they could swallow whole cities. The air was thick with the scent of wet soil after rain, a perfume of life that made the lungs feel fuller, the heart beat a little faster. Birds sang in the trees, their melodies weaving through the canopy like silk, while the water lapped against the shores of Lake Mega Chad, once the size of England, its surface shimmering under a sun that warmed but never burned. Hippos wallowed in the shallows, their massive bodies moving with a lazy grace, sending ripples that caught the light like silver coins. Fishermen, their faces weathered by countless sunrise and sunset, cast nets from reed boats that floated like ghostly limbs on the water. Children laughed as they chased each other through the reeds, their voices carried on the warm wind, mixing with the calls of distant birds and the soft murmur of the lake. This was the Green Sahara, a cradle of life that fed more than just the people who called it home. Evidence now shows these lakes were fertilized by an underground ocean, a hidden aquifer, twice the size of Alaska, pulsing beneath the sand like a silent heart. For millennia, it bubbled up through natural springs, the water cold against sun-baked skin, a refreshing shock that revived weary travelers and thirsty cattle alike. The springs fed crops that grew tall and strong: wheat, barley, sorghum plants that could survive the occasional arid spell because the groundwater never truly left them. Archaeologists have uncovered stone tools carved from river cobbles, not from the hard desert rock that now surrounds them. These tools tell us that rivers once coursed through this region, shaping the land and the lives of its inhabitants. Then something changed, fast. The springs slowed, the water level fell, and the lakes shrank like a sigh. The grass turned brittle, the once lush meadows giving way to cracked earth. Within 200 years, the Green Sahara was gone, vanishing almost as quickly as it had flourished. But the people who lived there did not simply disappear. They left behind clues, like breadcrumbs scattered across a forgotten desert. 9,000-year-old ruins sit in the middle of nowhere, stone circles standing where water once lapped, pottery shards half buried in dry riverbeds, each fragment whispering stories of daily life, of meals shared, of festivals under the stars. And something else, a single obsidian blade, found 600 miles from the nearest volcano. Obsidian does not travel that far on foot. It can only reach such distances if someone carried it, perhaps on a boat, perhaps as part of a trade network that stretched across vast distances. This was not a local culture. It was a civilization connected to the world, exchanging goods, ideas, and stories with far-off peoples. Why did it vanish? The answer hides underground. Deep beneath the sand lies an ancient river system. Not just any river, but a network so vast it once drained half of North Africa. Satellite scans revealed it in 2015, and scientists now call it the Tamanrasset River. It flowed for 2,000 miles through what is today Algeria, Mali, and Niger, feeding lakes, nourishing farms, sustaining cities that thrummed with activity. Then the tectonic plates shifted. The river's course bent, the springs dried, the lakes evaporated, and the crops died. Within a single human lifetime, the breadbasket became a wasteland, the fertile fields turning to dust, the bustling markets falling silent. Yet the people did not simply fade into myth. They left behind something unexpected: a map, carved into stone, not of rivers but of the sky. Stars aligned in patterns no one recognized, constellations that do not match today's. It was a star clock, a way to track the seasons when the lakes were full. When the water vanished, so did the calendar. The farmers became nomads, the cities turned to ruins, the trade networks collapsed. One question remains. What if they didn't vanish at all? What if they adapted? Deep in the Tassili and Azure Mountains, cave paintings show figures in boats, paddling through water. These paintings are 9,000 years old. depicting a world that the water they portray has long since left. Unless the aquifer is still there, buried deeper than anyone thought. If it is, what if the Green Sahara isn't just a memory? What if it is waiting to return? Scientists now say the aquifer could refill in centuries, not through rain or rivers, but through slow seepage from deep underground, the same way it fed the lakes for millennia, the same way it could feed the desert again. Process is invisible, a silent migration of water through stone, and no one knows exactly where the water is, how much is left, or whether we will ever see the lakes return in our lifetime. One thing is certain, the Green Sahara fed the Stone Age world, and its secrets could feed us again. So why does history ignore it? Why do textbooks skip the 200-year drought that erased an empire? Perhaps because the truth is too big, perhaps because the maps don't match, perhaps because the past holds a warning for our future. The Green Sahara wasn't just green. It was alive with people, with trade, with knowledge, with hope, and it vanished faster than any civilization in history. The question is, will we listen to its lesson, or will we let our own breadbaskets slip away? Research the African aquifer irrigation, hypothesis history's biggest cover-up. The choice and the future lie in our hands.